Hello friends, I'm Samir and I welcome you all to your own YouTube channel Aryabhatta Classes. Friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the probability, and in this probability sections today's our topic will be binomial distributions. Okay, we know this word before, binomials. Okay, bi means two, nomials means terms. So two term distributions. Now you can ask, what are the two terms here? You can understand in two ways. In that, here to do one binomial to get one binomial distributions, we have to consider an experiment resulting only two outcomes, which is a success S or a failure F. So if an random experiment will be of Bernoulli's trial types. What is Bernoulli's trials? I have already discussed in my previous video, you can watch it. If one experiment is of or contain the results of only success and failure, and it is of Bernoulli's trial type, then the probability that will get out of it will be called binomial distributions. Okay. Now, if there is a success and a failure, then it should have some probability also. So, let small p represents the probability of a success in one trial, and small q represents the probability of a failure in one trial. So, definitely, as there are only two results, success and failure in this experiment on this trial, so the probability of success in each trial p plus the probability of failure in each trial q should be equals to, well, added together should be equals to 1. That means, in any trial we will get either a success or a failure. So, they are complementary of each other. So, p plus q definitely will be equals to 1 here in this case. Now, let the experiment is repeated n times. Say we are doing this trial or experiment n number of times under identical conditions, such that the probability of a success in each trial is a constant, and that is p. I told you already, this total experiment is a Bernoulli's trial types. That means, one of the conditions is Bernoulli's trial types is the probability of the success in each trial or the probability of the failure in each trial should remain constant, that will not change. Okay. So, the question is, what is the probability of x number of successes? So, as always, I am not discussing the derivation of the formulas here. I am just coming to directly to the formula, and I will tell you the meaning of this formula and the application of this formula. So, the probability of x number of successes is equals to the probability of the random variable x whose value is equals to x, which represents the number of successes here, which is equals to, in this case, will be NCX, that means combination of x out of n multiplied with small p to the power x into q to the power n minus x, where x represents the values of the random variables, that is from the start from 0 up to 1 in natural numbers. So, this is the actual formula of binomial distribution that we are going to use. So, remember again that probability of x successes will be NCX into p to the power x into q to the power n minus x, where the value of x will start from 0 to 0, 1, 2 up to n. Let me tell you that here n represents the total number of trials or experiments, c represents the combination with the symbol for combination, x represents the number of success for which the probability is calculated, p represents the probability of success in one trial, q represents the probability of failure in one or each trial. Okay. So, this is the basic formula or main formula for binomial distribution of x successes, probability of x successes. Now, after putting different values in place of x here, that is 0, 1, 2 up to n 1 by 1, we will get different probabilities, we will get n plus 1 number of probabilities, and that if we represent in forms of a table, then that representation of table is called binomial probability distribution table. Okay. So, you can see in this table I have only 2 rows. The first rows here I have written the values of the random variable x which start from 0, 1, 2 up to n. In the second row I am writing the probability of the random variable x for its different values small x. Now, if the small x value is random variable value is 0, then you can put 0 in place of x here and you will get nc0 q to the power n. Now, when the random variable value is 1, you can change the value 1, you can put the value 1 in place of x here and you will get this result. This is the probability for the random variable value x is as 1. So, similarly, when the probability of the random variable value is equals to n, in that case the probability will be NCn p to the power n. So, this table is called probability distribution or binomial distribution table. Now, here we have to remember one thing, that there is a symbol for binomial distribution, short symbol. This is nothing but B, capital B in the bracket n comma p. This represents the binomial distribution with the parameters n and p. B represents binomial distributions, n represents the first number n represents the total number of trials, and the second parameter p represents probability of success in one trial. So, this much is enough to represent a total binomial distributions. Now, you can ask that from where we will get q? It is obvious, if p plus q is equal to 1 and we obtain p here, then we will get q out of the formula here. Now, what will be q here? Q will be 1 minus p. So, once n, p and q all are obtained, then we can further move. Then you can ask how to get x here. It is obvious, from n we will get x, if because the value of x is nothing but 0, 1, 2 up to n. So, the random variable values x values will get out of n, q value will get out of p. In this way, we will get all the informations from only this small symbol of binomial distribution and we can use it for our purpose. Okay. Let us discuss one problem based on this. If a random variable x has a binomial distributions b of 8, 1 by 2, okay, then find the probability of 7 successes. That means, find the probability when the value of the random variable will be 7. Okay. Now, the binomial distribution data given here is symbol wise it is given b of 8, half. So, that means b represents it is a binomial distributions, 8 represents the value of n, half represents the value of p. I told you already we will get q out of it. Now, q is 1 minus p, that is 1 minus half, that is half, as p plus q is always equals to 1. Okay. Now, the probability of 7 successes here will be probability where the value of x is equals to 7, and by this formula it will be NC7 p to the power 7 into q to the power n minus 7. Now, what is the value of n here? 8. We can put it here. So, it will be 8C7, p value is 1 by 2 whole to the power 7, q value is also 1 by 2 whole to the power 8 minus 7 by the formula. Now, you can simplify it. After some time we are getting 1 by 32 as the result. So, 1 by 32 is the probability of 7 successes obtained from the symbols of binomial distributions here given as b in the bracket 8 and half. Okay, friends, let us move further in this topic. As you can see, let us discuss mean and variance of binomial distributions. So as always I am telling you, I am not discussing the derivation here, I am discussing only the final formula of it and we will use it for our problem purpose. Now the mean of the binomial distribution is represented as x bar, which has a very simple formula, it is n into p. I told you already what is n and what is p. Now the variance of the binomial distribution, which is represented as sigma square, is also equals to n into p into q. Now if you want to get the standard deviation out of it, then you can make the root over, positive square root or root over of npq. So the formulas are very simple and let us use them for a particular type of problems here. Let us discuss how to use these formulas in our problems if it is required. Let us discuss one example here. For a binomial distribution, the mean is given as 6 and the variance is given as 4 here. The question is to obtain the probability distribution and hence find the probability of no successes, at least one success and at most 2 successes. Okay. Now before moving further, let us name the symbols that we already know, but in every problem we should name it at the beginning so as to avoid any confusion for others. So let n represents the total number of trials in this question, p represents the probability of a success in one trial and q represents, small q represents the probability of failure in one trial. Now according to question, the mean is given as 6 and we know the formula of mean is n into p. So n into p is given as 6 and the variance sigma square is given here as 4 and that is nothing but npq. So npq value is given as 4. So let us get the other things and let us separate these things, let us get n separately, p and q separately, so that we can get the distribution here, probability distribution and other information required here. Now let us do one thing, let us divide npq by np, by that we will get q. So q is equals to npq by np, which is 4 by 6, after cancellation simplification we will get as 2 by 3. Now after getting q we can get very easily p, because p is equals to 1 minus q. So it is 1 minus 2 by 3, that is 1 by 3. Okay. Now the value of np is given as 6 and we obtained already the value of p here. So what is n here? 6 by p. Now 6 by 1 by 3 will be, it will become 18. Okay. So we obtained the value of n, the value of p and q separately. Now we can move further in this problem. So the question is to find out first the probability distributions. So the required binomial probability distribution here is p of x, is the function of x, p of x, which is equals to ncx p to the power x into q to the power n minus x. Okay. In place of n we can put the value 18, x will be x, p and q values you put here and the expression will be something like this. It is 18cx into 1 by 3 to the power x into 2 by 3 to the power whole 18 minus x, where the value of x will be definitely from 0, 1, 2 up to the last number n, that is 18. Okay. So this formula represents the binomial distribution here. You can put 1 values here in place of x and you can get different 19 number of distribution values. Now come to this particular 3 bits information which is asked here. Now the first question is to find the probability of no success. That means the probability of no success means the probability where the value of x is 0. So here just in the formula in place of x you put 0 and you can calculate, you are getting 2 by 3 whole to the power 18 as the probability of no success. Now the second bit is probability of at least one success. So probability of at least one success means 1 success, 2 success, 3 success up to 18 number of successes. So that number of successes we cannot count separately. So let us do this by complementary methods. So, we know that probability of at least one success is nothing but equals to 1 minus probability of no success. Okay? Only one case is left here, that is no success. Let us subtract that one from 1 and we will get the value here, which is equal, and probability of no success we already obtained the first bit. So, let us put it, and the value will be 1 minus 2 by 3 whole to the power 18. Okay. Now, the third bit question is probability of at most 2 successes. So, probability of at most 2 successes contains probability of no successes plus probability of one success plus probability of 2 successes. Okay. So, probability of no success plus probability of one success plus probability of 2 successes will together make probability of at most 2 successes. So, let us calculate them further. So, probability of no success means the probability where x value is 0, probability of one success means probability of x is equals to 1, and probability of 2 success means probability of x is equal to 2. So, we know the binomial distribution formula obtained here in this particular questions. So, just in the place of x you put the values, and in the 3 different terms simplify them further, and as a result you are getting 193 by 9 whole into multiplied 2 by 3 whole to the power 16. That if you want you can simplify further, but as it will be a very big number I am not simplifying it here, and that is also not required for you also to simplify such a big number. So, you can keep it like this. So, this number represents the probability in the third bit. Okay, friends. So, this is all in theories and examples of this topic. Let us discuss one or two questions or problems based on binomial distributions or Bernoulli's trial, you can say. So, in this way let us discuss first question number 1. The first question number 1 is such a question I have taken where we have two options. It is a questions with replacement and without replacement. So, in question number 1 we will discuss the with replacement part of it, and the question number 2 we will discuss the without replacement. And I told you friends in the beginning that this binomial distribution or Bernoulli's trial, it happens only in case of with replacement. That means every time we are replacing the object or the material we are withdrawing or drawing from it in the previous experiment, so that the sample size will always maintain as same as before. But if it is without replacement, then in the second and further draws the sample size reduces, okay, and that hampers, and in that case definitely we are not going to use binomial distribution, because here the chances of success and failure does not remain the same. Okay. So, the question number 1 says that 4 cards are drawn successively with replacement, remember the word with replacement, from a well shuffled pack of 52 cards. Find the probability distribution of the number of aces here. That means the question is about drawing 4 cards successively, means one by one, and with replacement, that means every time we are putting the card again in the bundle for the next draw, and our aim is to get what? Aces. And you know there are only 4 aces in a deck of cards. Okay. Now calculate the mean and variance of the number of aces also. Okay. So, let us first of all name and define the symbols here, and then assign the values to them from collecting from the questions. Now, definitely n represents the total number of trials, and here the total number of trials means the number of cards we are drawing, that is 4 number of cards. So, number of trials is equals to 4. Small p represents as always probability of a success in one trial, and here it is probability. And what is success here? We have defined the success as getting one S. So, probability of getting an S in one draw represents the probability of success in each try, and this probability will be the total S's number is 4 in the bundle, and total bundle has 52 cards. So getting an S in a draw will be 4 by 52, which is equals to 1 by 13. Now the symbol Q represents the probability of failure in the trial, and here it is probability of not getting an As. If getting an As represents success, then definitely the failure will be the probability of not getting an As. Now the probability of not getting an S is 1 minus P, as the formula we discussed earlier, which is 1 minus 1 by 13, that is 12 by 13. Okay. Here the random variable which represents the number of successes here will be as always 0 to 0, 1, 2 up to n, which is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, because the value of n is 4 here. Okay. So we obtain all the informations, all the symbols values. Now it's time to go for the distribution formula. Now the probability distribution formula P of x is equals to small x. Its formula as always it is NCX into P to the power x into Q to the power n minus x. So let's put the different values we obtain, that is n value, P value and Q value here. Okay. So the probability distribution formula is 4Cx into 1 by 13 to whole to the power x into 12 by 13 whole to the power 4 minus x, where x value is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we can do one thing, as we have to calculate the total distribution table. So we have to put all these values of x 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 one by one in this formula, and after some simplifications we can get the final values. If you want, you can further simplify it, but as it will become very big numbers, so better to keep them in the power form and arrange them in the proper manner. So I have calculated all the values: probability for x equal to 0, probability for x equal to 1, probability for x equal to 2, probability for x equal to 3, and at the last probability for x equal to 4. Now my aim is to get the probability distribution. That means I have to arrange all this in the table, all these probability values, and that is I have done here. In this way you can see the probability distribution is nothing but a table where the value of the random variable 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are written, and the probability final values that I have obtained are written correspondingly to below each random variable values, and this is the probability distribution table here. Now secondly, it is asked that to find the mean of the random variable and the variance of the random variable. Now the mean of the random variable x is nothing but x bar, which is n into p. N is 4, p is 1 by 13, so mean is 4 by 13. The variance of x is sigma square, which is npq. We know the value of npq, put them all together and multiply, and after it's a small calculation, we can get 48 by 169. Okay. So in this way we obtain all the values. Now there is another question, question number 2. I told you in the beginning that question number 2 is obtained from the question number 1 only. Only one change is the question number 1 is a problem with replacement, and the second question is with the same information, it is a case of without replacement. So what the question here? Find the probability distribution of the number of S's in the question number 1 if the cards are drawn successively without replacement. I told you this what is very important. As it is written without replacement, that means after every draw we are not putting that cards again in the bundle. So after every draw, the sample size or the card size or the number of cards in the bundle is reducing. So by that way, getting a success or getting an S in each trial will be not the same as before, as the numbers are changing. The total number of cards is changing. That's why here we are not getting a Bernoulli's trial, and it is not representing a binomial distributions. Okay, because Bernoulli's trials results in binomial distributions. So here it is a case of without replacement. So sample size is always changing and reducing by number, because we are not putting the cards again in the bundle after every draw. So the number of chances or probability of the probability of success in every trial after every trial is changing. So, we cannot use the same formula of binomial distribution here. So, we have to calculate it in an ordinary process, ordinary probability process that we know before. Okay. Now, this is not a problem of binomial distribution as the cards drawn without replacement. So, the probability of x is equal to 0 symbol we can use for it, not an issue. The probability where x is equal to 0 means where we are not getting no s at all, 0 s, 0 number of s's is equals to, by the ordinary formula it will be 4c0 into 48c4 by 52c4. How it is obtained, let me tell you. Here I am calculating the probability of 0 number of s's. Now, there are only 4 s's in the bundle of 52 cards. So, if you are drawing one s, then that should be drawn from the 4 number of s's, and that can be done is in, say I am drawing 0 number of s's here. So, 0 number of s's will be selected from only 4 s's available in the bundle, that will be done in 4c0 ways. Now, if you are drawing 0 number of, if you are getting 0 number of s's, that means, but you are doing 4 different trials or draws, that means you are getting 4 other cards which are not s's. Now, what is the total number of cards which are not s's in the bundle? They are 52 minus 4, that is 48. So, 4 different non-SS cards will be selected from out of 48 non-SS cards, that can be done in 48 C4 ways. Okay. Now, we will multiply them with each other because they do not depend on each other, these two events, they do not depend on each other. Okay. Because drawing of S's will be drawn, an S card is drawn from total number of S's, a non-S card is drawn from non-essence cards. So, they do not depend on each other. So, this is the event size here, the numerator represents the event size. Now, what is the sample size here? Sample space size, sample size is 52C4 because in total we are drawing 4 number of cards out of 52 cards, that can be done in 52C4 ways. Okay. If you want, you can calculate it further, but it may become a big number for calculations. I am not calculating here. This is only for your understandings. Now, similarly, probability where you are getting, where x value is 1, that means only one success, and here success means S, that means probability where you are getting only one S card. In the similar manner, one S card will be drawn from 4 SS cards in 4C1 ways. If one card is S, then other 3 cards are non-S, and they are drawn from 48 non-SS cards in 48 C3 ways, divided by the sample size, that is always remain the same, that is 52 C4. And you see probability of x is equal to 2, probability of x is equal to 3, probability of x is equal to 4 also have calculated here in different steps only by changing the number of SS and non-SS cards. And if I represent all these random variable values from 0 to 4 in the first row and their probability values in the second row corresponding to them, then they represent the probability distribution here in the second problem where it is a case of without replacement. So, remember friends, in with replacement problem will follow binomial distributions, and in without replacement problems we will do normal probability or general probability process will follow it and will work it out on this. So, hope you are a little bit clear on this binomial distribution topic today. So, thanks for watching.